All right, guys, let's move it right along. We have birds on eggs, and I think before these videos are done, we'll have birds ready to be banded. So let's move right along. Pair number 4. Pair number 4 is a trial pair this year. I say that because I have not yet tried this hen. If you guys remember in the videos past, this is the hen I won off pigeon auction, and then it took about 8 months to get the hen. Long story, but to make a long story short, the guy who was running pigeon auction at the time was in fact breeding out of her and racing the youngsters out of her before he even sent her out. It was again, long story, and I'm not going to go into it because the guy passed away, and I don't want to talk bad about somebody that's passed away. But nonetheless, here she is. She is I would say half sister on the mother side to my Casanova. She's a 2-time race winner, both at 300 and 350 in the same year. I put her onto Raven the year following me buying her, and of course you guys know Raven couldn't produce a single viable youngster, a single viable egg for that matter, so she was wasted. Last year I didn't get a chance to breed out of her, so I said, man, that's already going on 3 years that I have not had anything out of her since I bought her. This is the year to breed from her. And I think I made a good decision putting her on this cockbird. If you guys remember from 2019, he was my 130-mile race winner, the very first race out of the hole. And then 2 weeks later, he was my first bird home on the 250, placing 4th or 5th, I think. Just tremendous results at the middle distance, short and middle distance. So I went ahead and moved him into the breeding section because of what's in his background. So he was placed in my loft for the big money race by a good friend of mine, Bob. I've mentioned Bob in the past, and he is a direct son off of his best producing cockbird, which I believe is a De Kaiser Jensen off of the old CBS stuff. And on the mother side is another bird from Chris Brazilla. She was a direct daughter from King Carl himself. So that is a De Kaiser Jensen over a daughter of King Carl. And the bird performed at the level that I wanted. So I think they make a nice pair. She is a little bit more medium and he's a little on the smaller side. So again, I'm trying to balance these birds out. And what I mean by balance, and I hope guys don't misunderstand, is I want to balance in terms of size, not necessarily what most guys think when they hear the term balance when it comes to pigeons. I don't focus on any of that. If I did ever focus on anything, guys, it's soft feather quality. I do believe in that. I like a bird to feel silky in hand, and I think I've mentioned that in the past videos. But when I say balance, is to balance out the youngsters as best as possible. I don't want birds that are too small, and I don't want birds that are too large if I can avoid it. And again, if they end up winning, then I'll take whatever. It doesn't really make a difference to me. Birds come in all shapes and sizes, and definitely in all colors, and I proved that across the board, winning with both big, small, and pretty pigeons. But if I had a choice, I would definitely like to make them all about the same. I think we all start to collect birds, for lack of better words, based on what we like. I mean, you see a bird that's too big, you totally avoid it regardless of the race results because it doesn't catch your eye. And I think on an established loft, you'll find that most of the birds start to look the same, start to resemble. Whether they're related or not, you'll notice that a lot of the birds start to really look the same. And my buddy Bob's a good example of that. I go in his loft and I can tell which birds, let me rephrase that. When I go in my loft, I can tell which birds come from Bob simply by looking at them. I don't even have to look at the band numbers, and I know that bird's from Bob. They just have a certain look and size about them that he's developed over the years of breeding, and it shows, and they perform, and I like that size. I don't want them too big, and I don't want them too small, so it's sort of what I mean by balance. Again, we're all trial and error. There's nothing proven here, guys. These are both race winners. Have they proven anything as breeders? Not yet, but this is what we're here to find out. Again, pair number 4, guys.